Today we're on the southwest portion of London in front of Hampton Court Palace. This is one of two remaining palaces that King Henry the VIII lived in. Many other monarchs have called it home since then. And it was originally built by Henry VIII's cardinal named Thomas Wolsey. He was at the time a favorite of Henry, but after given the duty of approaching the Pope and requesting a divorce from his first wife, Catherine of Aragon, and failing in that, he quickly fell out of favor with the king, and eventually to try to save himself, he ended up gifting this palace over to the king. Evidently didn't work because he ended up meeting a bad fate in the end. But King Henry VIII expanded upon the building as well as some of the others. And what you see on the pedestals there are the king's beasts. And there's several that represent different things there. I'll get up closer in just a moment. This building is absolutely massive. I'll just pan around and go over this way just to show you some scale. But the building is built in two distinct styles. About 100 years after it was built, portions of it were a bit dated in the eyes of the current monarch. And King William III did a massive rebuilding and expansion work on this structure. So it's built in two styles, a Baroque and a Tudor style, but it's married up quite nicely, and a magnificent building. So the animals that you see on the pedestals there, they represent the ancestry of Henry VIII and his third wife, Jane Seymour. And you've got the Lion of England, the Seymour Lion, the Royal Dragon, the Black Bull of Clarence, the Yale of Beaufort, the White Lion of Mortimer, the White Greyhound of Richmond, which looks like Scooby-Doo, and the Tudor Dragon, along with the Seymour Panther and a Seymour Unicorn. Okay, we're in the Great Gatehouse as you first enter. This is a Tudor era structure. Further in, you can see Anne Boleyn's tower. On the opposite side, there's an astronomical clock made for Henry VIII when he was alive. And this is a really nice courtyard area. And as you get further in, you'll see the different styles. So when King William went about the renovation work, it was supposed to be done a section at a time. So they got about halfway through, and so about half of the original Tudor palace is no longer standing. But then in 1694 the work stopped and left us with how you see it today, in that it has these two different styles. Now, getting down here is fairly easy. You could take a bus, but from central London, that's about 2 hours due to the amount of transfers and how many stops the bus makes. A quicker way is to take the train down. So if you get on at Waterloo Station or points before that, like Vauxhall Station, you can ride the train down and then get off at the Hampton Court Palace stop. Another alternative is to take a boat down the river, which is quite scenic and very nice, so that's also another option. All right, we'll head over here and check out some of the inner portions of the palace. Now, once you've walked around a bit, you kind of get the sense of how extremely large this facility is. You've got buildings within buildings. It's almost like a small city inside this palace. So I believe the cart that you see here is a prop. Indicates where goods, food, and other items would come through that gate there into the palace. And they would make their way into the proper accounting and storage areas. Give you an idea where it came in at. Looks like right about here. And then they travel that way. And the folks that would account for things would sit in that window area and watch as the items came in. This is the chapel area. It's a very ornate ceiling with a blue and gold there. That's very nice. Balcony area. The organ mounted up high there. And the very front. Here we have one of the sets of stairs at the main entrance. Wow, it's very, very nicely done with the walls and the ceiling. Hopefully this comes out good on the video. That's quite a collection of swords and pistols. In fact, that circle looks like it was made entirely out of pistols. And some rifles in there. Amazing that these old tapestries are still intact. While some of the color is probably lost to time, you can still make out what they're supposed to be. Very interesting. Here we are in the Great Hall here at Hampton Court. This is Tudor era. I believe these were hand carved. Here you'll notice a different style of architecture. And this was the Christopher Wren designed Fountain Courtyard. Christopher Wren, being the architect, built just about every major building that stands in London today, it seems like. He was definitely the most famous and well-regarded architect of the time. And his work shows here. Here we are outside in the garden area. And I'll walk back this way so we can turn around and take a look at the palace from a distance, which is the only way you can see the whole building. It's so large, and even still, it's not the whole building, but a good portion of it. Yeah, they've got some very well-maintained grounds here. Yeah, looks like everybody's outside enjoying the weather today. Just a quick sweep across the grounds, and here we have the Wren designed portion of the palace. It's actually blocked by the trees, so I still can't see the width of the building, but let me get a little closer now. I'm actually too far out. From here, I'll give you a quick sweep of the view left to right here. Of the portion that we can see anyway. It keeps going beyond that too, but not a good angle to see it from here. Just over here to the right, if you look down, you can kind of see it continues onward. We got where old meets new. New being a relative term, since the new is probably 1600s and the old is 1500s. So, yeah, this is an enormous palace. There, you can see it a little better down there. Yeah, this video's probably becoming quite long, so I won't go too much further with it, but Hampton Court Palace is a must-see if you're coming out and you want to check out these old historical places. This has got lots of history here, and with a lot of different monarchs. So I'll wrap it up and call this the end of this video.